So the possibility of William losing a lot of its colonies in the New World is a very real situation because they got up the right person to support their independence. That was Napoleon. Obviously, they're perfectly safe in the New World. Nothing is happening to the West Indies, to La Plata, to Peru. Those colonies are completely safe. You know, the main battlegrounds are going on in Europe, and it's actually just France fighting this war completely for the West Indies. It's crazy, but if you think about it, it's smart because France. Maybe the AI understands how close the Netherlands are to them in score. They know that if they support these colonies in the New World, they can maybe, really mess up the remaining part of the game for William. And I gotta admit, I'm very excited at the possibilities of what could happen here. We could see a whole plethora of new nations joining us in this campaign, and that I always like that. I always like seeing new faces, and I was very excited to see USA and Brazil join in. I would be very, very excited to see, what these new nations will form up, possibly. And like I said, it does look like that. So let's focus in on France and how they're doing here. France is fighting some huge foes, and I think they knew it. But again, at the end of the day, this is very smart for Napoleon. It's maybe going to solidify the possibility of a victory here for him. But he has to fight. He's fighting Venice, Florence, and the Netherlands in the north. So it's a tough one. And actually, it doesn't look like it's going too well for him. You got a 62 stack here. I don't think it would be that. The longer France stays involved in this war, the better. I think that even if France does separate peace and they do actually get out of the war, I think by then it'll be too late. The New World colonies that William has under his control would more than likely have the war score already at that moment to just request the independence for all these nations. But again, I know that they need a lot of war score for this. They can't do it with just a little bit. I think they need a lot. Especially, I don't know if it has an impact the more nations that have decided to join in. We saw as the USA and Brazil, they both had 45 war score. I'm not sure if it's 20 each, but since there are 3 nations trying to gain their independence, I'm wondering if it's going to require a little bit more. Maybe not. I don't think that sounds right. Dang, huge stack here. Just over 100 regiments in this one province. Talk about some attrition right there. 6.7 attrition. It's not terrible, but it's still something. And actually, why are you retreating? Why aren't you engaging more? So France really has nobody here to help them out. Rome and Germany don't support the independence of colonies in the New World, so I guess that explains it. You better just hope that you keep a hold of Paris. Nobody obtains Paris. They can go after all this stuff as they want. Maybe they'll start to get a little bit distracted. Maybe William would be like, "Oh crap, I got to go after these colonies and smack them around." That would help him out a little bit, I would say. But then I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to constantly double check. Oh, another war's popped up. Egypt versus Babylon. Oh, that's the end of Babylon. But Assyria's joined it. Oh my gosh. Ooh, are we seeing an Islamic divide in this world? Do we see the Islamic nation? This is the first divide I've ever seen them in like this before. At least in several years. So Assyria doesn't want to lose Babylon, I'm assuming, because maybe Babylon is possibly going to be vassalized by them. I would guess. Ooh, that's a big one. I really like that one. Get out of here, window. That's a big... Oh, and the Ottomans. Oh, so it's the Ottomans. I thought Arabia's joined. It was the Ottomans and Egypt. So, I don't know. The Ottomans are okay. I feel like Arabia might have been a better ally, but who knows? It's going to be a tough one, though. Persia and Assyria, I think they're going to defend Babylon, definitely, and even maybe take away some power from Egypt. Egypt's main power, it really comes from their navy, I think. I think that's why they've been so successful. They've got a really strong navy, as we checked in on the last video. Wow. Yeah, no, that's a fascinating one. How much war score? Oh, wait a second. Did they peace out? Let's double check. It doesn't look like it. Oh my goodness. They did not get their independence, I mean. They peaced out, yeah, but they did not gain their independence. Now, why is that? Is it because France got completely dominated? Is that why? I'm guessing that could be it. That could have been the reason. And their liberty desire significantly has fallen. Oh my gosh. Way to hold on, William. I gotta give it to you there. That was amazing. Revolutionists. Revolutionaries, I'm sorry. From Egypt spawning up in the south, and they don't have time to deal with those guys. They have a huge war to fight in the north. Oh my gosh, look at this battle here. Pretty big stack here, mainly Persians and Babylonians against just straight up the Egyptians. Not a good general, But he has maneuver, so I'm assuming they kind of avoided any sort of crossing penalty. Oh, more maneuver for the Persian general, though. And he has 3 fire. But still, it looks like the Egyptians have caught the Persian army with low morale, so they kicked them out. They pushed them back for a little bit, at least. Now, Persia's got a lot. So does Assyria, though. Assyria and Persia have got high force limits, high manpower. I don't know. I mean, what does Babylon have claims on? Oh, they have claims on all these lands to get back. Dang. We might see kind of an Austrian effect, just like we saw in the middle of Europe, where they gang back a little bit more of their territory because bigger enemies don't want... I mean, the Assyrians and Persians, I don't think they clearly, I don't think, like the Egyptians very much. Well, no, it's Assyria that doesn't like Egypt. And I don't think that they want Persia or Assyria don't want the Babylonian territory to fall to Egypt's hands, because obviously they want to be the strong power in the Middle East or the strongest Islamic nation. What's going on with religion? It's been a while. Lots of Shia spread. I'm wondering if this is causing a divide between these nations. I don't think so, but maybe. Anything else? Nothing really. Sunni, Catholic, nothing. Oh, Reformed is kind of popping up in Scandinavian territory, where Sweden is. They're going to have to watch out for that. Anyone gone after Japan just yet? No. Nobody yet. It's actually, I think, a race mainly between William and Persia now, going after some of the biggest base tax provinces, among the biggest base tax provinces in the game. Yep, it is a race. Because Byzantium is kind of stopped. I mean, they've got some huge issues to deal with. They've got rebels and stuff like that, so I guess I get that. Yeah, no, I guess I totally understand. Oh, there's another war that popped up, didn't it? Yep. Poland versus the Ottomans. Ooh. Now, this was a Polish-Ottoman imperialist war. Once again, France has joined the Ottoman side, though. Poland has called in Sweden, Spain, as well as, obviously, the Spanish colonies have decided to help out their overlord, of course. Wow. Wowzers, okay. So why did you declare that war? Oh, you want to continue to expand. You want to continue your expansion out to the east. What does Poland feel towards Venice? That's what I want to know. Poland has a good opinion of Venice, surprisingly. Surprised at that. I would think that Poland would want to control the Black Sea. Seems like that would be a smart choice, but I guess not. Babylon might get a lot of its former cores back. Are they cores that Babylon had? Yeah, these are cores. They might get a lot of their cores back. Dang. Still a couple little battles going on. The Ottomans they won't be able to support their allies of Egypt in the south anymore because they've got to deal with the huge Polish army. But and the Ottomans don't really have the alliance to help them out. Well, France is going to help them out a little bit. But France is going to be too preoccupied, I think, with dealing with Spain in the south to really send anything over in the east to distract Poland or you know, who knows, just trip up Poland even would be maybe enough. They're probably going to just roll throughout this territory, I would think. It's weird that France is still so high in score. I don't know if I would agree on that anymore. It just seems like they've lost a lot of the oomph in the beginning. You know, they've been in several wars and they just kind of stagnate. You know, I mean, that independence war that they decided to help out the West Indies with, I mean, they got kind of dominated. I know that they fought 3 really strong nations bordering them, but still, I mean, I don't know. France has been, I don't know, I don't want to say disappointing. Egypt's not winning this at negative 23 war score. Poland technically has negative 5 war score, but that will probably go away. Yeah, I don't know. France has just been kind of up and down. I would say the Netherlands are starting to catch up a little bit. I don't know how exactly this monthly tick is impacting the game. Maybe it's not even having a direct impact on the score, perhaps. That's what I see. Persia's jumped to the 4th spot. They actually, I think, leapfrogged over Poland, didn't they? It looks like that, right? No, was Persia always 4? Maybe. They're closing the gap between them and Spain. I'm just checking on the score just to kind of let you guys know. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to use score if you guys don't want to. It all depends on, you know, what you guys feel. Oh, I forgot that Austria was also involved. Hey, well, there you go, Austria. You at least distracted 52,000 Polish units before the Ottomans got completely wrecked. Is Byzantium involved too? Byzantium... Oh, no. That's Persia. Persia is involved. Persia is involved, and yeah, they are still at war with the Ottomans, mainly dealing with the Ottomans. They actually could take away a little bit of power away from the Polish. Now, do the Polish still have a good opinion of Persia. Yeah, they do. They both are still happy. So you know what sucks? I'm really shocked that we didn't get to deal with more royal marriages. I swear, every single test that I did, it always had a pretty significant royal marriage that spawned up. We had one with Rome and Denmark, but that was not significant at all. I think, you know, royal marriages happen less and less as this game continues to... Oh! When the heck did this happen? The Celts... This is a colony of Celtic Canada. And wait, what? The Celts is the colonial overlord. Oh, okay, yeah, you're still Celts. You're still a part of the Celtic Empire. I don't know how that spawned up. I'm guessing it was through rebels. Really bad rebels, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know how long that's been going on there, but I was completely distracted, apparently. I mean, when am I not, though? I mean, let's be real here. Let's be real. Ooh, Netherlands kind of cutting in front. Kind of cutting in front here of the Persians. I don't know if they like that. I'm surprised that, you know, these Eastern nations aren't deciding, you know what, let's just get these Europeans out of here. Persia could easily do it. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. If he does it soon. Just kicks out some of this stuff, grabs some of those high base tax provinces, gets a lot more power for himself. I could see it happening. Spain's actually being pretty successful in southern France right now. A war has just ended. And let's see how much Babylon took from Egypt. Oh, yeah. Yep, they got back a lot of their cores. Well, good for them. They still need obviously quite a few more, but yeah, I mean, that was a smart war that Persia and Assyria decided to back up Nebuchadnezzar to kind of keep them well defended. Venice has popped up over here. I don't know where this happened. So there seems to be some interesting, I think maybe, is it rebel interaction that's going on? Interesting border gores. I mean, maybe I'm just missing it. Maybe I'm smoking crack. I don't know. I don't remember some of these nations just popping up like this, though. That's for sure. French Hawaii. I like that. Netherlands controlling a lot of East Asia. You know, I don't know. Napoleon had a really significant chance of lowering the power that Netherlands are generating, and I don't even know exactly how much New World colonies really contribute to score. It might not at all. -6. How does Poland still have -6 war score? That's really shocking. They seem to be doing great in all their fronts. Maybe this is their opportunity now. Yeah, this is probably their opportunity now. They're probably going to get a whole bunch of stuff from the Ottomans now. Pretty smart of them, though. I mean, even the Spanish are dominating the French to the south. You did good against... Oh, you pieced out Austria. And you took some things from Austria, too. Oh, yeah, you took two things away. Again, Austria, you know, kind of teeter-tottering back and forth. What else is new? That's been going on for a very long time in this campaign. Nothing shocking. It's about to be 1750. 1750. Ooh, and these are, again, still pretender rebels. They must have gotten rid of the revolutionaries, probably more than likely. Now that they're not involved in the war, they can have more of a chance to deal with all the rebels that have spawned up in the south of Egypt. Anything else that's going on? I'm surprised that the Europeans have held on to their colonies for this long. That's pretty surprising. I'm sure the Celts, Canada still has 80. They have 87 liberties there. I thought that would be a little bit further up. They need to ally themselves with Louisiana. Canada and Louisiana, they need to ally. I'm surprised that none of the English colonies either have decided to declare their own independence. And this is slowly brewing back up, but it's very slowly now. It's much slower than before. Whereas when we saw Brazil and the USA both lose a lot of their liberty desire from that first independence war that they declared, their liberty desire, I felt like, popped right back up really quickly. Like, just really fast. Oh, see, now they've got to be winning this. They're nuts. What is going on? Imperialist war. They're only fighting the Ottomans, the Arabians, and the Egyptians. They somehow got the French out of the war, which is smart. They still have -16 war goal. They don't have the war goal. Maybe they just need the war. Oh, they just pieced out, didn't they? Yep, they just pieced out right now. They didn't take anything away from the Ottomans, so the Ottomans got lucky there. Still something positive for Poland, though. They managed to take away some lands from Austria, which has kind of been the exchange of the game. These kind of Austrian lands continue to exchange hands throughout the entire campaign, which has been somewhat entertaining to see this power go back and forth. I would say pretty entertaining. I do want to check in and see exactly biggest army sizes. 200,000 for Persia, still controlling the biggest army in the world, surprisingly, after being in several wars. Wow. The Zulu at just barely at 100,000. Netherlands at 95,000. Now, where did the French go? Dang, the French lost a lot of their units. 56,000. They've got very poor manpower. They've been involved in way too many wars. Again, if European nations want to, take some shots at Napoleon, this is the time to do it. He's got the lowest army we've seen in a really long time. He has very low manpower, whereas the Netherlands are up there. They've got no low manpower too, but if they call in all their alliances, they should be fine. Now, does anyone have a truce? Yeah, looks like they do. They have a truce with... They don't have a truce with France, it looks like. Oh, okay, they don't. They do not have a truce with France. So next time, what the West Indies need to do, they don't need to get independence supported by France. That would have helped out a lot better. I'm assuming they would have got it. I don't think that William would have actually attempted to land anything. I mean, these troops, these colonies are really powerful in general. They didn't need Napoleon's help, I don't think. Surprised that Riga's joined for held on for so long. The city-states haven't done bad. I would say Florence and Riga's done pretty equal in this campaign. So 18.6, the English Channel. I know you guys told me that, yeah, so technically the Netherlands control more of the trade power here in the English Channel than the English. And it continued, and they just grabbed a whole lot more power, I'm assuming because of their large navy. Yeah, 42.5 ducats. That's huge. Spain, obviously, getting a lot of money. Morocco's not getting too much money. How is Alexandria? Oh my gosh. So it looks like actually there's more money flowing through Alexandria now. That's got to be a first. That's got to be a huge contributing factor why Egypt is making a slow comeback. Constantinople has been pretty strong, and I think it's a lot of the money is now being transferred from East Asia instead of the New World. As well as you have more independent colonies that are trying to not transfer trade power. The Brazilian trade node at 9.1, and I imagine that Brazil controls a lot of that power there. Of course they do. 84% of the power is going to Brazil. And pretty big divide in the Caribbean. Obviously, you have the USA taking more power away, so this is probably why England's not been doing so good, and why maybe the English trade node was finally caught by Alexandria. Because you have a lot of the Europeans who are going to remain in control of Eastern Asian provinces, for the remainder of the game, go throughout the Gulf of Aden, up through Alexandria, and then on from there, Tunis, Genoa, Venice, stuff like that, all the way to the north if they absolutely need to. And I think that's what's happening here. Like everything is flowing out. The Egyptians control a lot of power. And the Egyptians are helping out too. How's Persia? Persia's doing okay in their trade note, 25.8 ducats. Novgorod at 18. It's been a while since we checked on these trade notes, so I'm glad that we're checking on it now. Bengal. Yeah, so all this stuff's being transferred out. None of it is being collected, which is smart. I think that's the obvious choice. It's all being just ran back to Europe, which is crazy. But those, this is where the Europeans, the Eastern Europeans, like Russia, Sweden, the Byzantium Empire, obviously Assyria and Persia, they can get some power here because, they can try to, as the Europeans encourage the transfer of trade nodes, they encourage the transfer of trade power, they can kind of pull that when they get to the spot that they want. They can begin to be like, you know what, I don't want to transfer anymore, I'm going to take it. So Rome has declared once again on Carthage, trying to take more things for his African colony. Don't think this is going to be successful, but hey, Augustus, I'm not going to question you. You did I think you're surprisingly doing pretty well, and I'm shocked at that fact because I don't know. Very genuinely shocked that you're doing so well. Didn't think that was going to happen. So let's double check on the colors of this war. So we have Rome. Again, France joining another war. What are you doing, man? You're losing a lot of power. Byzantium decided to help. No, Persia's decided to help out, as well as the Zulu. You have Songhai and mainly a lot of you've got the southern part of the Arabian Peninsula, most of Africa at war with Rome. And that seems to be a reoccurring theme. Anyways, guys, I'm going to have to stop it right there. Now, this was a war, a reconquest once again for more northern African provinces. Big things are happening. It is finally 1750 AD. Pretty big stuff. I believe there's 71 years left. So less than 75. So yeah, that would be less than 75 years. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.